Welcome, welcome. It's great to be here. We've had just a few storms over the last few weeks. Actually, we've had storms like daily. It's amazing around here. No one has any trees left, and if you're lucky, you can drive your car. Other than that, we're in great shape. We got power back after 5 days. It was tough. So we are really excited to be here. Our topic tonight is easy sewing, and the goal is to have easy sewing. So, are we on? Sorry? Yes, we are. Okay, so sorry, you guys. We're going to do just that. So what I did is I went around to the designers, different designers, and I've picked out different designers so that we could figure out what they were doing currently, what was going on, and it's really distracting in this room. I'm not sure if we're even live.
It's off. The camera's off.
Benjamin? Okay, yeah.
Yep.
There's a power strip. There's a power strip up there.
So it has to be plugged in.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's one way to learn a lesson, you guys.
Yeah.
The battery was dead.
I had to learn that lesson with my laptop last week. It shut off and it almost died.
It's like your phone, Brett. It's coming back to life.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll just start again, can we?
Yeah, I think we'll just go. We're live.
Oh, it's been going the whole time? Whoops.
We're black, but we're just.
Yeah. See, this is what the ladies see right now, and so once this goes live, you're live.
You're like, go, go.
Okay. So.
You're back. Go. Just pick up.
All right, ladies. Well, always the technical difficulties, I think is what they call it, and that amounts for anything under anything. Anyway, so what I did is I went to the designers, and I wanted to see, as you know, there's no copyrights in the ready-to-wear industry, and so I watched what they do all the time. And the only reason I thought about it, somebody asked me a little while ago, why do you watch the designers? If they've gotten to the place where they're at, then they've done something right for a long period of time, and they're probably better than the average. So I go to the designers for inspiration, how they're using fabric, pattern, the ideas they're coming up with, because in all of their ideas, the goal is to create something wonderful, but keep the cost down and keep the amount of work into it down. So that's exactly what I was looking for, was easy summer sewing. So I went back and I visited. And we're going to go through who I visited and what their look was and how I interpreted it. So I'm going to show you kind of that step and that progress, and we're just going to have a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to start with number 1, Eileen Fisher. Eileen Fisher is a great one to copy. She just does really well. People love her fabrics, not so much maybe her fit, because there really isn't any fit. But when we go to Eileen Fisher, I think we go a little rogue sometimes. So this is Eileen Fisher. I wanted you to see this. I want you to see, in many cases, I included the price so that you could really see this. I didn't shop online. I actually shopped in the stores. I found the garment I wanted, and then I went back and found the photo where I could online. So again, this is Eileen Fisher. If you can't see the garment here, or maybe they've pressed it, I'm not sure which, but when you see the garment in the store, it's totally wrinkled. And I thought, what a great way to wear linen, because linen, you just can't keep linen from wrinkling, so let's just let it wrinkle. So this is the tunic that I made from it. So I did do the scarf, because scarves are just everywhere for summer. Not sure why. They are for fall. I love them, but just to let you know, so we did a little bit of scarves. So what this is just a rectangular piece of fabric. And if you notice, the bottom is the selvage. And you notice the back is the selvage. So what you notice is there's the width of the fabric. It just goes all the way across, and whatever the width of this fabric is, and I'm going to tell you our fabric numbers, is 2457 is this fabric number. So I literally just took the entire width of this fabric, selvage in the front, selvage in the back, and then the width across that you're going to need is 32 inches. So that means from seam to seam, you'll need 32 inches. Obviously, that's styling. If you don't want it to be that wide, or you're smaller or whatever, you can cut that down. But you want to leave the selvage in the front. It's a great look. And the selvage in the back. On this side, all I did was hem. The edges there, I serge turned and hemmed. And then if you notice, just halfway down, for about 6 inches, I sewed the two sides together. So it's open at the bottom, It's open for an arm, and it's done that way on both sides. This is just really a fun little top. I just really like this thing. You want to cut out a neckline, and the neckline you decide to cut on, you guys, use your French curve. Do the front lower, the back higher, and you've just got that great little tunic. What I did is I washed it. I washed it a couple times in Coca-Cola just to soften it. And then after I washed it, I threw it in the washer, threw it in the dryer, and literally just folded it. Instead of ironing, I didn't do any of that. I literally just folded it. So then I got the idea of doing a matching scarf. Eileen Fisher does a lot of stuff like that, so I decided to do the same thing. The scarf is 13 inches wide. I did a rolled hem on the edges, but again, they're selvage on both ends. I wanted it to be longer, so I put a seam. And one thing I've noticed about scarves right now is they're seaming throughout the scarves. They're just not all one piece. It's really interesting. I'm not sure why or why not. And so I made this 70 inches long and 13 inches wide. And one of the reasons I did that is because you're seeing scarves that are they're only 13 inches wide, but they're being worn over the shoulders. And I love that look too. So I kind of wanted to show you both looks, and you can decide how you want to do them and what you want to do with them. But that's just a great look. Very Eileen Fisher-ish. When I put it with black yoga pants, the pants are, I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, don't have the pants. But they're 3413 is the pattern number. They've got that right down the side. The pants are the fabric's not up. That's why I didn't write it down. It'll be new up, and it'll be up tomorrow. It's the very first black fabric that's up. Okay, so Eileen Fisher, linen, soft, clean, crisp. So then what I noticed, there's a couple trends, and the trends really are strong. They are layered, even though it's summertime. They're cool layers, I call them. I don't know what else to call them. But jean jackets are that are all over the place. I mean, I just couldn't even walk into a store that didn't have a jean jacket somewhere in the store. Everybody has a little twist or a little version on it, but they're really strong and they're just adorable. So I think to have a jean jacket as a covering is the way to go. I did mine in a black. The other thing, remember that we had, when we did the 709 last webcast, we had this little top right here. I'm going to move this out of the way for a second. I had this little knit top, this little rib top. I'll go over that a little bit later. And then 196. 196 is the four-way cardi. It's the Nick and Zoe. That also is a great covering. Those three, I think if you did them different colors, same colors, I did mine all in black, you would find that they're going to go a long ways. And they're going to determine that the top, and the reason I'm bringing this up now is, let's say if you make a jean jacket sleeveless, which I've seen out there, you want to make your garments with sleeves. If you make your cardi sleeveless, you want to make your garments with sleeves. So you want to you don't want both to have sleeves. Either one has sleeves or the other. So what I did is I put sleeves in my jean jacket, I put sleeves in my cardigan, and I put jeans in my I put sleeves, in my four-way cardi. That way, most of what I made was sleeveless, and then I could just layer them, mix and match them, and have a great combination. Okay? So the next thing the next designer we're going to look on, I didn't make these garments, but I want you to see them because we have the patterns available. And if Benjamin, you'll go to number 2. This is Giorgio Armani, and this is 518. Our pattern 518, Walters front tie black. We have it as a blouse. Make it as a dress. This dress this one that I looked at was $4,500. It was Giorgio Armani, not just Armani. It was Giorgio Armani. So it doesn't matter what fabric you use. You could save a whole lot of money. So this is Armani, and the next one I want you to look at is Lafayette 148. Again, with those ties in the front. This is literally not complex at all. Obviously, it's that ombre. And then the ties are just sewn in at the side and tied at the front. I looked at the actual dress in the store. This is a much simpler version. I think I like the 518 better. It's a little more complex. But both of them have very soft drapey fabric and meant to be very soft. Your rayons, your silks. Just something really nice and beautiful. Okay, then we're going to go to number 4. And this is Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren, I just absolutely love this dress. Again, I saw it in the store first. It was on a mannequin, and it's just really simple and really beautiful. So I'm going to show you how to do this. I'm going to bring out this dress because this is the dress. It was done obviously in a pink in the store. It's funny because the pink in the store didn't look like anything like that pink, but you know, we all know sometimes photographs change. But this is actually the dress. You can see it's a kimono sleeve, very simple across the top, and then it's got a tie on just right there at the waist. So I'm going to take you back to the webcast that we did last Thursday. And we're going to come back to this photo. I want to go to number, let's see. If you'll go to number 4A. All right, so 4A, this is a drawing of what we did last week. This was the lace top. It was the lace over the white, the blouson top. So you saw that we extended the shoulder out, and that was 17.5 inches. We extended the waist. We lengthened the tank. This is the tank top. 514 is the base for this. We lengthened the tank top 2 inches, 2 3/8 to be exact. And then we merely used the French curve and we connected those two lines, and all the details and all the numbers are in that webcast. So the reason I did that, and I did that on the webcast, is it was in, I wanted it to be ahead of doing this dress, because now we're going to show 4B, and I'm going to show you how you make this dress, but you're going to make that top first. So look at 4B, and if you'll notice the difference, where the line comes up curved, because this is a little closer to the body. It's still a kimono, but it's curved up in here. So you're going to take that, curve it, and you're going to add a rectangle at the bottom. So that rectangle is what makes the dress. I'm going to show you the back, and you're going to see on the back these soft gathers all the way across the back. And those soft gathers really are beautiful and simple. And all I did was literally put a piece of elastic in there, stretch it, stitched it down, and it recouped and caused those beautiful gathers in the back. This front piece, I'm going to undo this so you can kind of see what's going on here. You can see that this is just a straight body. So once I had that top portion, all I did was add the length I wanted. And then I made 2 ties. And I don't care what shape the ties are. You can make them straight, you can make them rectangle. But then I also made this little, and it's just a rectangle piece is all it is. Let me move this out of the way so you can see. It's just a rectangle piece. So you can see it is, you're going to go 3/4 of your body, however wide that is. I went shorter than my dress, so it's a little asymmetric. And again, I was copying Ralph Lauren. I was not creating anything. When I finished it, I hemmed it across the top. I hemmed it along the side. I hemmed it along the bottom. I sewed 1 tie onto this edge so that as it came around here, it would tie. This dress on is absolutely adorable. This dress in the store is, let's go back to that photo now, to number 4, I think it is. And I want to look at this dress a little closer. How much is that dress? $1,500, $1,600? Yeah, it's not cheap. So I don't care what kind of fabric you make it out of, you can save yourself a lot. That drawing though, the pink dress, is a little different than the store, which is interesting because the wrap was a little shorter than the dress, and I liked that. I liked that kind of asymmetric look, so I left it shorter on mine. I made the dress portion longer, and I purposely made the wrap section hem. But you can hem all the way around it, all 3 sides, and then you literally just include it in the side seam and then put the 2 wraps there. So you get this great kimono here. You can see it's a really easy look. I did the gathering in the back. I showed you that. I just love it. This fabric is, I don't know that we have much left of it. It's fabric 2506. Because the webcast was supposed to be last week, it was brand new up. We had a lot of it. It just sold really, it sold really quick, and I apologize because, I hate showing you fabrics that we don't have. But it's a rayon. It'd be great in a tie-dye. It would be great. There's so many great fabrics that it would be beautiful. What you're looking for is great drape and a knit. Those 2 things are what you're looking for. And it's just a beautiful dress. Throw it on, easy, a little jewelry, a little scarf, something really simple, and you are good to go. Okay? All right, let's answer questions. We'll just kind of slow it down a little bit. Pattern for the top you have on. I'll get to that here in just a minute, and I'll go through what it is. Would you please tell us about the top you're wearing? What's TIA? We'll get there. Hang on just a second. I don't know what TIA is. A question about silhouette pattern pant patterns. Are the crotch curves the same from the yoga pant to Sally's pant to Kamuto's pants? They are. I mean, yes and no. I mean, they're a little bit different because one's a knit and one's a woven, but the curve, the shape of the curve is actually the same. The width of the curve is a little bit different depending on what you're doing, but yes. How many yards needed for that blue dress? I use 3 yards. It always, on yardage, you guys, I'm always hesitant to give you yardage simply because it's dependent upon size. So I can tell you what I use and then you can kind of gear it from there if that helps for you. I love the lace blouson too. Is that fabric available still? I don't know. I just, the fabric for the blouson is on that video. And you guys, once I put it in a video, it leaves my head forever. I just don't remember. I'm sorry. Okay. Are we okay then? Can you show us the bottom edge with the different lengths, please? No, you guys, it's too hard. It's too low. It's just shorter. The overlay is shorter than the dress. And you can make it the same, and then you can cut them the same, and then you can pin it up and see if you like it better pinned up or long, and then you guys can decide. Okay? We got too many clothes and too many people and not enough space. Oh, thanks in advance. Oh, okay. See, I learned something new every day. TIA, thanks in advance. We'll get to the top here in just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to put Ralph Lauren out of the way. He is all done. But again, I am always in love with the sizes, the prices, the fabrics. It's just interesting to me to see how they all go together and what the designers come up with. It's incredible. Okay, so we showed you how to change that overlay. Let's go to number 5. So number 5, what we're going to do is we're going to pull Nick and Zoe out here. Nick and Zoe is, as you know, a favorite of mine. I think it's a favorite of a lot of people's. Let me just pull this out carefully. And a couple things that are really popular right now are, it hasn't changed. This 4015 is the dress. 4015 is called Sophia's dress, and it was a Nick and Zoe and is a Nick and Zoe. 4015, that pattern came out 3 to 4 years ago, and brand new for summer, Nick and Zoe has the exact same dress out. It's done that well. It's that flattering on so many body types that Nick and Zoe continues to put it out again and again, different fabrics, different textures. So it's hard to not do it because it's just such a great top. So I did it in this very summery, very lightweight fabric. It's pineapple. And the pineapple is, you know, it's one thing to write all this down, and then I got to find it. It's 2380 is the fabric number. It's got a soft cowl, gathered the little twist at the waist. It's just a really beautiful little top. Very, very lightweight. So what I did is I put it on with some jeans. I just did black jeans. And then the cardigan, the 709. This is the pattern of the month for June. And the fabric on that, sorry you guys, I should just keep my glasses on. The fabric for that is 2305. 2305. It's a ribbed, I love it. But really what I was going to when I went to the designers is I wanted to go truly the designers from head to toe. So Nick and Zoe really should go with this. Is pattern number 196, and it's the 4-way cardi. And if you make it in that black rayon knit, and that black rayon knit is 2502, it'll be Nick and Zoe all the way through, because that's what they're showing. They're showing the dress, the twisted, and then a little cardigan over it, and that is what is in picture number 5. That's what you're seeing there. That's the Nick and Zoe. That's the little 4-way cardi. It's one of our, it's absolutely one of our best-selling patterns. For those of you who have made it, you just don't make it once. You make it, I mean, I think I have it in every color in my closet. And it's just a great, but that black rayon knit, all those rayon knits make great little tops. For this, this is the Sophia's dress. I didn't make any changes other than I made it sleeveless, because remember all of my, if I decide to wear this with my cardi, my 196, that's got sleeves. If I decide to wear it with my jean jacket, which is a great look, that's got sleeves. And then if I decide to wear this with my 709 cardigan, that has sleeves. So I wanted it to be cool underneath, easy. It's very light and very simple. All right, so we'll show you. We'll push her back in the corner. Nick and Zoe is going bye-bye. All right. So after Nick and Zoe, who do we have? Next we have, I wanted you to look at Rag and Bone. Number 6, photo number 6. Yeah, what I love about this photo, when I first saw this dress at the store, I just fell in love with this. I guess because I love rules, but even better than rules is breaking the rules. And having it still look amazing, and this is a perfect example of what that is. This is breaking the rules. I love that those stripes purposely are so off that it's just, I don't know, I just really liked it. That dress is not cheap. If you show the next picture actually has the price and everything. That's a sleeveless knit dress, you guys. It's $450. So you know what? That means we can do it. I did a little black and white interpretation. I don't know. I like mine. I hope you do. But I just took the stripes and offset them. I didn't want to do the whole dress. I didn't want to do it the whole look. And so 4218 is the pattern. I did do a V-neck and I did the fold over elastic. 4218 is the pattern number. It's the knit sheath dress is what I used. Clearly you could have used many other things. That's just what I decided to do. The black and white stripe is $24.77, and then the black rayon knit on the side is $25.02. I did a 3/4 sleeve, so I cut the sleeves 8 inches shorter. I cut the dress 10 inches shorter. So I made a pair of black rayon knit leggings. So they go exactly with this, and it's just cute as can be. I just really like it. It's fresh, it's clean, and it's just a really nice look. Okay, let's take a break and then we'll answer questions again. Why are there straps around the neck? Oh, that's just holding the arm on, you guys. That's just the mannequins. I was going to say, what straps around the neck? Yeah, so that goes to our little arm over here. That's just holding the arm in place on the mannequins. When you gather at the back with elastic, are you on the waistline or above or below? Well, for the best look, you have 2 options. Never go below. It will look like it's too long. So you can either go at the waistline or above. My personal choice is just slightly above, about 1 inch above, and it really looks nicer. It actually pulls it in and then flows out a little bit. So I like it to go just a little bit above the waistline. That is all styling, so it's your choice. But again, if you do it below the waistline, it'll just not even look good at all. Just opinion. Isn't the blue dress just a front, back, skirt panel, and 2 ties? Yes. Yes. That's why I love the Ralph Lauren you're talking about. It's a kimono. And the front and the back are the same. That's why I referenced you back to that lace top that I did on the webcast. The neckline is not cut the same, and I showed the difference between the front and the back neckline on that drawing. But yeah, this is just a front, back, and that dress tie. That's exactly what I'm saying. Keep in mind, Ralph Lauren's charging $1,500 for that dress. The goal is for designers to come up with simple ideas, simple construction, and yet fabulous. And so I love shopping for that reason, because I think that, I mean, honestly, this dress on is a knockout. It's beautiful. It's really, really flattering. So, I mean, you know, I love it. Yeah, it's great. I'm sorry, looking for the fabric for the first tunic linen. Could you give that number again? I can, but you guys, just FYI, afterwards you can go back and get it all. That fabric is $24.57. $24.57. If I've determined I use a size 4 in pattern 195, would I also start with size 4 in pattern 4015 dress? Yes, you would. If a silhouette pattern, knit pattern, has a sleeve, does that mean the armhole is okay as a sleeveless? No. So here's our armhole templates. I want to talk about them just for a minute. We've got way too much, you guys. Just FYI. Remember, the webcast was supposed to be last Monday, and you know, we had storms and no power and et cetera, et cetera. So when we pushed it back to this week, I thought, oh, I can sew more, and that you shouldn't leave me another week to sew as much as I want to. But anyway, but I've had a lot of questions about these armholes, and I do want to point them out. So what the armhole templates will give you is they'll give you a pattern, literally, and we put them on a ring so that you could just literally hang them on your sewing wall and then pick them up when you need them. So here is for example, this is my knit sleeveless. Okay? So it goes from this point to this point, and I'm going to put those 2 points on a pattern, and I'm going to draw on my knit armhole, and then I'll bring in my knit sleeve. You get what size, you're not going to know what size you are from our templates. You know what size you are from our patterns and your clothing. Then what you want to do is come back to the templates and cut out the size you are. And then just punch a little hole on them, put them all on a ring, and then you'll have your little templates there. Okay? So the templates do not give you the information about what size you need to be. But once you know what size they need to be, then you can cut out the armhole that you need. And oh, by the way, they're back up. We've got more in today, and they're back up online. So if you're ordering or if you've been waiting, and I know I've gotten more emails about templates than I ever want in my entire life, but they're back up and available. Okay. Okay. So in this case, it doesn't have an armhole. This doesn't have an armhole, but the question was, is the sleeveless and the knit the same size? And the answer was no, which is what led me into the templates. It depends on how tall you are. So in general, that's not discriminatory, but shorter women need a smaller knit armhole than they do sleeveless. I'm sorry, a smaller sleeveless than they do knit. Personally, my knit and my sleeveless are the same, but I'm also 5'8", and so there's just a little more space that I can get away with. But in general, don't think that your sleeveless and your knit are going to be the same size. There's 4 armholes. There's the sleeveless, the knit, the blouse, and the jacket. Okay? Okay. How did you finish the V-neck? The V-neck. Where did the V-neck go? Oh, yeah. Sorry. The V-neck. That is a fold-over elastic, and then you just take a little dart right at the base. So I use the French curve, drew that in, and then used black fold-over elastic. It's so clean, it's so pretty, and it was a nice accent. And what I really liked about it with the clean linear lines, that contrast of the black just gave it a really nice pop. I really liked it. How would you interface the pineapple fabric? I would not do any interfacing on the pineapple fabric. None, zip, zero. It's light, it's beautiful, it's stable. You want it to stay that way. It will not stretch out. It's great fabric. I may have missed it, but what pattern are you wearing? You haven't missed it. We just haven't gotten there yet. Hang on, and we'll get there. Okay, so I think we're good to this point. Let's keep going. Yeah. It's just, you guys, easy summer sewing. The goal is you find a whole bunch of stuff you like and just start going, because obviously, y'all know I've been from coast to coast to coast to coast in the last couple weeks. None of it takes a lot of time, so the goal is to really help you get going. All right, number 8, Club Monaco. So this is the top I have on, Club Monaco. Club Monaco is a line of stores. You may or may not be familiar with them, but they are a Ralph Lauren entity. Club Monaco is owned by Ralph Lauren Corporation, and so I did this top duplicating what that top was there. That top there is, don't have a price, I don't know, $300? Not cheap. Can't remember. So here's what we're going to do. The fabric is 24/24. The fabric I have on. It's a ribbed. You might not be able to see my fabric close up, but you need 2 yards. I use 2 yards. And there's also a pink that we have online, and it's 24/25. I couldn't decide between the off-white and the pink. The only reason I did the off-white is because, look, the real picture is in the off-white. So we are going to go back again to our original drawing, and I think this drawing is, I think I'm a little bit out of order, but anyway, Benjamin, we're at 8A. Okay, 8A, there we go. So remember, this is the same top pattern now that we used for the lace, the blouson lace overlay last Thursday. Same base. So the changes I've made is I've added 6 inches to the hem. Well, first off, I took away the blouson. So notice the blue line over the red line. Can they see colors on that? It's the narrower line. So the red line where it goes all the way out like that, that was for the lace blouson, because remember, we added it when I was going through that explanation. We added it because you needed to have blouson. We're going to have blouson, but it's going to look very different because it's a knit. And so I'm going back to my original 10 inches, and around my hips are 40. So that's where I brought it back in, but I added 6 inches. So what that does, you guys, is it gives you this long amount that is tight, so it creates this blouson that comes over it. And then you're going to redraw that line. So that's all I did. Now, the other thing that I think is pretty cool, let's go back to that photo for a minute, that Club Monaco photo. I want you to notice that, well, you can't see it in there, so I'll hold on my arm. And the arm is actually coming out the neck edge rather than the side seam, which is what I fell in love with about this top. It's so beautiful. So see, this is, if I take my arm out, this is actually the shoulder line. This is the 17.5 inches that we drew. And normally your arm would come out down here. But because this top and the way it was done, your arm's actually coming out of the shoulder line, and this section is all sewn together. So before we sewed like 4 inches up, but then we left it open. We don't do that. We're going to sew all the way. And here you're going to leave like 9 inches open along the shoulder line, and that's where your arm's going to come out of. And that just creates a totally different look. I just loved it. I saw that and I thought, okay, now how clever is somebody out there? So it's Ralph Lauren Corporation. They're the clever ones. But I thought it was really cute. And so all of this just becomes a blouson down below. Because it's tied around the hips, it creates a blouson effect. I've got it on with just skinny jeans. And I really like it. Feels good, looks good. It's, talk about comfortable, it's great. So great fabric pattern, just fun thing to do. So again, with that whole blouson thing that we did, you saw we made the Ralph Lauren dress and we made the Club Monaco. So that same kind of silhouette is being used repeatedly, and they're just being creative. So when you go and look at designers, you can look at and know who the designer is, know who the base is, and say, hey, what else have they done with that same base? What can I do? Okay, so that's the top I have on. And I gave you the fabric. The fabric was 24.24. 24.25 is a good option. Okay, let's do this overlay right here. I do not have a designer on this. I can't remember who it was, but I absolutely love the top. So let's go back a little bit and remember that we have scarves. Scarves are incredible for this summer. And what we know about fabrics is that there are some fabrics that are incredible and we can dye them. So I had fun with dyeing, you guys. And this time my choice of dye was Kool-Aid. Because y'all remember when you were little and you gave Kool-Aids to your kids and they spilled it on the living room carpet and there was nothing that would get that Kool-Aid out? Aha. So it's time to now use that to our advantage. So this is 100% wool. I was at Pendleton, I don't remember, last week or week before. But anyway, so they're making this fabric. This is 100% wool. It's their worsted wool. It's not inexpensive, but it's simply beautiful. All of it is made in this ivory color. It's kind of a milk off-white color. And then they dye it to their black. They dye it to their navy. They dye it to whatever color they want. And you know what? I sat there looking at it and I thought, if they can dye it, so can I. So I decided to dye it. So a couple things about this particular worsted wool. First off, the selvage is beautiful enough. Just leave it alone, let it go. All right, then when I was at the store and they went to tear it, they just made a little cut and then they did this. And I was like, oh. Anyway, so it just tears and it tears beautifully. And I mean so beautiful that you don't even want to finish the edges. So decide how wide you want your scarf. That's the first thing. So this is what I did first. And this one in particular, I think was only like 12 inches, 13 inches. And then I just took the width of the fabric. So here's the selvage on this end and here's the selvage on this end. When you do this, you're going to have a little bit of strings that are coming out. You see them here? Don't cut them, just take them off. And it won't continue to have strings come out of it unless you cut them. So you don't want to cut them. You just want to literally take them out and let that natural edge prevail. And what you'll see is you get this beautiful, I don't know, it's like it looks like a finish, but it's not a finish. It's just simply the edge of the fabric. So then what I did is I tie-dyed this. So this is, here's my Kool-Aid. You know, you can buy this Kool-Aid now in these little packs. And this is like concentrated, terrible stuff. Okay. So it's literally like concentrated liquid Kool-Aid. I can't even imagine drinking one of these, like, you know, without diluting it. You'd have a sugar high that you've never seen before. If you want to get back at your neighbor, never mind. Anyway, so one is cherry and one is grape because those are the colors that I knew I wanted. So what I did on this one, and you can see where it's mostly cherry, but there's a little bit of grape running through here because I dipped it twice. I you know, literally twisted and tied it really close, and I dipped it once for the cherry, and then I dipped it in the grape. And so the grape has this, and I didn't leave it in the grape long, but it has some really beautiful purple just kind of through it. And it makes it really, really pretty. But it's 100% wool. And so what you should know about this wool, and I grew up in Florida, and what we called it was Florida wool. That meant it could be used year-round. It was just as cool as anything. The fabric really gave it a nice year-round touch, and it's just easy to travel with, easy to pack, easy everything. So that became my scarf for this outfit. So I'm going to put that aside because, again, what scarves do is they can just add a pop of color that is just gorgeous. This is 615. It's Kathy's blouse. And Kathy's blouse, I'm going to pull up, let's see here. We're going to go to picture number, I think it is 9. Sorry, picture number 9. And picture number 9 is Kathy's blouse. It's all the pieces. So what you're not going to use is the bottom of the sleeve. You're just going to use the front, the back, and then there's an elastic piece that goes all the way around the neck edge. It's just a skinny little piece. It's only like 2 inches wide, and basically you just lay it on top of the neck edge so that you can put the elastic in between, because on 615 the whole neck edge is elastic. And you also don't need a sleeve. So you only need the front, the back, and that little elastic piece. That's it. Okay, so what you're going to do is you are going to widen the little elastic piece. So you can see up there what I did is I drew that triangle. I lengthened it, and I did 16 inches at the front, 16 inches at the back, and then this portion of the sleeve is 10 inches. So it makes this, I'm hopeful you can see that, it makes this beautiful little triangle over. You don't have to wear it off the shoulder. You could wear it up if you wanted to. It can be worn like that. It can be worn either way. But I just absolutely love, this is a really, to really appreciate how this looks, this fabric, let me just get what it is. It's 2140. 2140. It's this beautiful black viscose rayon. And I mean, the drape on this stuff is absolutely stunning. I made it the same length. I put a little elastic casing at the waist to give it a little blouson. It's beautiful on. I mean, it is really, really a gorgeous outfit. And then 2047, we have it in a navy sheer also. So with this overlay, you don't have to worry that it's sheer because you're going to have 2 layers, and the bottom part goes over pants. So, I mean, it's so simple where I saw this top originally. I know I was in Florida, but I just can't remember who the designer was. And I racked my brain trying to find it so you could see it, and I could not find it. It was very expensive. Very simple like this with this long and this overlay over it. I thought, that's Kathy's blouse. It's just simply taken the overlay and made it longer to where it's longer in the back as well. If you wanted to, you could wear a bra with it, and you just take and cover the bra straps with the same fabric, and that's a great look also. So lots of different ways to do it, just depending on how you want to do it. I coupled it with leggings, and the leggings I did because I wanted a little pop of color is I did 2514. 2514 is the fabric, 5019 is the leggings pattern, Angel's leggings, and I love the look. And of course, these checked leggings I could wear with the one I have on, check leggings are so popular for summer that they really work for a lot of different outfits. All right, so that goes on there. I've got my little Kool-Aid. I love my little Kool-Aid. My little Kool-Aid scarf. Is that the best? All right, let's answer questions. How are the sleeves finished? I don't know if you can get in there. I don't think you mean the sleeves, but I just think you mean the edges of this. I just literally serged it and turned it and top stitched. So I'll show you that back side. I'll put it over that Kool-Aid scarf so you can kind of see it. And you can just turn it and top stitch. I did the hem that way. I always do the hems that way because you guys, it'll give you better drape on the hems. Like on this one, I just serged, I just did a rolled edge on the neck edge and on the sleeve, but on the bottom, I actually did a hem because it gives it such better drape at the bottom, and you really want that. So almost always, if it's at the bottom of something where I want drape, I'm going to give it like a 1/2 inch hem to where it really makes it a little more substantive. Okay. We're going to go back because the sheath dress we talked about just briefly. We made this particular outfit out of a sheath dress, but I wanted to make one more, and so I did. And we'll go back. And it was really a Michael Kors. Michael Kors does color. And before we even do that, let's just kind of take a break. Is the Kool-Aid permanent? Yeah, you obviously don't have children, because what you learned about Kool-Aid is nothing. Even if you call the carpet experts, they can't steam it out, they can't get it out. It is permanent, nothing needs to fix it. It will stain forever. That's the good news and the bad news. What's the pattern number of the dress with the white and black stripe in front? This is 4218. This is the knit sheath dress. Knit sheath dress. Does the Kool-Aid need fixative? It does not. Sorry, did you say the measurements were for the scarf? I did 13 inches wide, and then I just did literally the width of the fabric, so it was probably 60. I bought this from Pendleton, and this was just a remnant piece that I bought. So, 100% wool, the worsted wool is just beautiful. So just the width of your fabric, because you've got selvage to selvage, and then just tear it so that it leaves these like frayed, fringed edges. Did you use the top half of the pattern piece 3? And what part is that to the garment? Did you use the top half of pattern piece number 3? Oh, on Kathy's blouse. You can, but you don't need to. That is the sleeve. Underneath here, there doesn't need to be a sleeve. What the sleeve will do is give you a little bit of guide as to how you don't need the sleeve. It just, you won't have anything that connects the front to the back other than this portion of the ruffle, but you don't need it. But it just kind of, as you're sewing it, gives you a little more form if you use a short sleeve. If you want to make bicycle shorts, which knit pattern would you use? I would use the Yoga Pant 3400, and I have made bike shorts, and I have used the Yoga Pant 3400. Please repeat the leggings patterns number 5019, Angel's leggings 5019. Do you have or will you have the white wool from the Kool-Aid scarf? No, that is Pendleton fabric, and there'd be no reason for me to carry it. It's right on the Pendleton site, and you can order it directly from them. It's the worsted wool. They have it in the black, the navy. I know they have this winter white. I'm just kind of letting you know because it's really beautiful. You can do obviously lots with it. The first project I did was Kool-Aid and scarves. All right. So now, are we good with questions? Oh, ribbed around the hip. Is your top ribbed? Well, the whole fabric is ribbed. So yes, it is ribbed because it's just one piece. If I pulled it way down, you can see that it's all just one piece. But if I pull it up to just cover my rear, then you can see that it's ribbed, and then it just blouses over. Thank you, cameraman. Okay. I want to show you this other one. I'm going to move these ladies out of the way. Everybody move over. And I'm going to bring you to this one. This one was really my Michael Kors. I'm telling you, we got too many people in this room. Okay, too many women. So this is my Michael Kors because it's got a jean jacket. And if you walk into a Michael Kors store, you see that everything is a jean jacket. And it's bright colors. So this is also, I kind of did this just as a fun little piece because I'm going to show you a couple of different ways to do it. So the jean jacket, pattern number 900 is your pattern number. Your fabric number is 2303. 2 yards, 2303. I'm going to take this off. Again, jean jackets, you guys, I hope everybody has at least one. So what this is, and I'm going to take the belt off because that's not necessary. I just wanted you to kind of have a look. This is the 4200. This is the sheath dress. So it was one of the tops I saw. It was actually Phillip Lim. And Phillip Lim did a lowered neckline with a contrast like that. And I just really liked it. So I took my sheath dress. It's 4218. I've already did it. I'd already done it on there. I cut it off. I already had it turned up how much I wanted to cut off. And so I made another top, and I wanted it as brightly colored as I could find. And this was the one I chose. And this is 2469. 2469. It's pretty. I mean, it's really pretty. It feels great on. And it looks great with the jean jacket. It looks great with the black cardigan. It looks great with 196. You can do all of those things. But I decided I wanted a little bit of color. So this was the rest of the white fabric that I had. This is Kool-Aid. And you see, with Kool-Aid, you can really accomplish a whole lot of different colors. This one was wider, though. I decided to go 20 inches wide on the width of this scarf. And the reason being is because as I looked at scarves, and I mean, there are some expensive scarves out there, they're kind of wrapping them over the shoulder. And so I wanted to have that wider option. And I wanted to have this wrapped over the shoulder, but I dyed it to one of the colors in here. So this was cherry Kool-Aid. And I just let it sit longer so it came in and it was a little bit darker. But you can wear it with a jean jacket, you can wear it out, you can take it just kind of as a wrap and just put it around your shoulders. I was in a warm climate that should be warm, but the nights got cool. And what I noticed is just having something over your shoulders is really nice. So with something like this, it can really pack up in your bag. And then if you want it or need it, you can put it on. If not, you can just leave it in your bag. So it's kind of a nice combination, that little scarf is. And again, this is the width of the fabric, so 60 inches wide or long, but 20 inches wide. A little bit wider so where it drapes over your shoulders. Okay? All right, so, and that was 4,200. Benjamin, if you'll put up number 7A. This is just where I wanted you to see the pieces on that and how you take the same amount off every piece. Don't literally measure that because you'll probably find it's not the same, but basically it's the same amount on every piece. On this one in particular, I did not put a sleeve because I knew what I was going to wear over it was sleeve. This one I decided I wanted to wear by itself, same pattern. And so I put a little 3/4 sleeve on this one because it's not going to have anything over it. If I wear anything with it, it's going to be like a little scarf or something. Okay, so that is Mr. Michael Kors. Light, bright, and a jean jacket. He's always got a jean jacket on. And he's got them in every fabric even imaginable. And if nothing else, throw it over your shoulder. I don't think there's anything that transcends every age out there other than a jean jacket. It's just a great look. You're never too old for a jean jacket, and you're never too young. It's a good fashion statement, and it goes year round. It doesn't matter the fabric, it doesn't matter what, but it's a lot of fun to use. Okay. Will the colorful square fabric I guess you're meaning this, coordinate with the pineapple fabric? Well, remember this is dyed. This is Kool-Aid. So if you want it to match with the pineapple, just buy like the lime. Buy the color pineapple that's in the Kool-Aid. The good news about Kool-Aid is they have lots of different flavors. So just get whatever flavor you want that's on your fabric. And what I did is I put the whole bottle in like a third of the water you're supposed to. So the goal was nobody can drink it afterwards. But, it got it really bright and really colorful. But then I diluted it a little bit, and you can see I got this color. So it came to be quite lighter here than what it was here. This was the initial dunking and dyeing. Then I went over to do a little bit of tie dyeing. And then I just did a little swatch here It was kind of fun because I could kind of see how the color was going to get absorbed into the cloth. It's just all fun. I mean, I felt like a mad scientist in the kitchen. It's just really, every time I use fold over elastic to finish necklines, it causes the neckline to stand up. So that means you are not taking enough away. So if you will take and measure the neck edge, and measure your fold over elastic and take away like just an inch. Fold over elastic, when you use it, you don't need to take a lot away. It's not like a ribbing. This is a ribbing. And when you do something like this, I took away like 2 inches because the ribbing stretches. The fold over elastic is not meant to stretch because if it stretches, it'll curve in. If it doesn't stretch enough, it'll stand straight up. So you're going to just take like an inch away, quarter the elastic, quarter the neckline, and just sew it in sections, and that's all. Baste it, practice, and it doesn't take long to get really good. I mean, I've seen plenty of women in workshops, and I'm like, wow, you're a really good sewer, look at that. And no one feels like they're a really good sewer. They've just mastered fold over elastic, and it just takes a little bit of practice is all. Is the sheath dress a princess seam dress? It is, yes. 4218 is the knit princess seam sheath. Which stitch line do you use around the neckline? On the multicolored top? I almost always use 3.5. Did you come in close enough that they could see the stitching? Is that why you guys are asking? How could you even see the stitching? Go up. Oh, I see you did use that. Okay, so once you do a ribbing like this and you turn it down in, this is done often in ready-to-wear where they do a little stitch like that. And you don't want to use too small a stitch. So 3.5, I'm on a Viking. 3.5 is really good. And you can see what it does is it looks like ready-to-wear. It just gives it a really nice finish. And it holds the serge part of that ribbing down rather than it flipping back up. And you can see when you're doing a narrow neckline like this, the seam allowance is almost as wide as the ribbing. And so if you don't stitch that down, it actually will flip back up and it just looks bad. So it just has to be reinforced like this. And it's usually like just a little 1/4 inch, just like you can see. And 3.5 is the stitch length. Our new cameraman is just excited to show those details. Thank you, sir. What pattern is the last picture? Anybody know? What did we do last? Oh, that's 615. I'm sorry. Thank you. Kathy's blouse. 615, Kathy's blouse. That's the black one right here. Does the fabric smell like Kool-Aid after you dye it? Well, my son actually came in and smelled it. Benjamin, did you think it smelled like Kool-Aid? Nope. Nobody thought it smelled like Kool-Aid. But I will tell you something, just for fun, you know, it didn't really need it. But afterwards, I decided to iron it. And there was definitely a sweet smell. I don't know if it was Kool-Aid, if I could have picked out that it was Kool-Aid, but it sure smelled good. It made me hungry. So, but no, now it doesn't have any odor to it at all. It's not sticky, none of those things. It's just simply, isn't it beautiful? The color is just beautiful. Just really had fun with that one. Sorry, will the tiny, colorful, multi-square fabric coordinate with the pineapple fabric? I don't think so. I guess, maybe. I don't know. Depends on, depends on your design choices. It's all design choice. They are the same colors now that I start to look at them. There's yellow, there's green. Maybe. You have to just grab a couple yards of each and put it together. Okay, so I think I should hush up. We do have templates in. Ta-da! We have templates in. Ta-da! The templates. This is what you're supposed to do. Cut them out. Put them on a ring so that they're really easy to get to. You lay them down between point A, point B. There's directions on there. And you trace. Whether that's on your tissue, whether it's on your fabric, it's up to you. Just be aware that these templates will not tell you the size you need to be. You have to decide that. We did the rest for you, though. We're trying to make it easy. We're trying. Anyway, all right, so in a couple weeks, we're going to be back with the July POM. We keep you guessing. You know, we never tell you early. Everything here in Silhouette Land is happy, busy, and we are grateful. Grateful to all of you for watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we're good on questions? Everything's come in and good okay? All right. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.